Margaret Derulo, and this is Act 3. I have a very interesting guest today. His name is Ron Zaleski. Ron has had an interesting life. He owned a gym and very much into health, but now he's doing something different.
They are losing some of their brothers that did make it home to suicide. Here in Oklahoma, we walk among veterans just about everywhere we go.
But will one of those veterans you've met be one of 18 to kill themselves today? We join one man on his cross-country quest to bring awareness to those rising numbers in his own words.
People say, oh, it's only 18 a day. Oh, you know, those numbers are wrong. It's only, 2 a week. I said, you know what? If it was one in my lifetime, it would be one too many. To me, the suicides are just the tip of the iceberg. The iceberg are all the men that come home that are changed, and they seem to be okay, but they're not. And there's no need for these guys to come home and self-medicate themselves or be in a drunken stupor to drown their memories. We have to let people start talking about it. We have to make this mandatory, because what 20-year-old comes home and says he's got a problem? Hardest part of this walk for me has been when I go down the road and the car will stop and a person will tell me their story, how their child came home safe only to commit suicide. And they take all the blame. They say, it's my fault. I should have known. He told me. I didn't believe him. But if we allow this to go on, it's all our faults. When I walk down this road, I meet guys under bridges that put their life on the line for us. I met a guy that's still wearing his uniforms from 2008, and he drowns himself in booze to drown the memories. This is what I believe in. This is what I stand for. This is where I draw my line in the sand. This is what I believe in.
And Ron Zaleski started that nonprofit group, The Long Walk Home, in 2006.
I've been doing this. Part of it's to create awareness about post-traumatic stress and to change the perception on that. I want to open up gyms. Well, I will open up gyms that are free for veterans so I can help those guys that fell through the cracks.
In the Marines in 70 to 72. And I had orders to go to Vietnam with 5 others, and my orders got changed. And they went and I didn't. And before I got discharged, I had met one of the 5 and he was limping. And I said, what happened? He says, we all got shot and 2 are dead. And being angry and arrogant as I was at the time, I decided I didn't want them to have died in vain. They fought for my freedom. I can do what I want. So I stopped wearing shoes in 1972. But I never told anybody. If anybody asked me, how come you don't wear shoes? I'd say, I don't feel like it. You've got a problem with that. So I put a lot of people off. What happened in 2005 was a little boy asked me that I was teaching to swim, how come I don't wear shoes? And when he asked me, it was like God was speaking to me through that boy, and that's the first person I ever told. And when I told him why, I realized that I had a hollow memorial going. It was useless. I helped no one. Especially the guys I had done it for. I wasted my freedom, I felt. So then I decided that I was going to walk the Appalachian Trail to get an answer. It was like me doing my own personal penance.
But we're going to start out small because I think that's all the money we have now, and we'll do that, and then we'll expand it like I did my gym. That took, a long time to build it up. But I want to get started as soon as possible, but I don't want to, shoot myself in the foot and not have it nice when we start up. I eventually like to have a full facility with, indoor pool and a hot tub and, all sorts of different classes, martial arts, yoga, aerobic, all sorts of different things so that they can come and.
Hello.
How's your feet so far?
So far they're good. How are yours? And they all got shot, and I didn't. And being angry and arrogant, I would have what maybe people call survivor's guilt. I feel I haven't helped. I feel I've let them down.
My actions and my time and money will be spent on doing these gyms that will be open free for veterans so that I can show them that I care and this is what I believe in, and help them and let them know that they're human, somebody cares. And I decided to make amends for sitting on my hands for 33 years, because I saw the same thing happening now that was going on in Vietnam, that these guys coming home from war, all disorientated, and I chose not to be part of the problem. I chose to make a difference if I could. Hello. Good. You guys day hiking, or you going through? If you guys would do me a favor when you get a chance, if you look up the website, thelongwalkhome.org, because I've been doing the whole thing barefoot to bring attention to post-traumatic stress, so that all military personnel get 2 weeks of debriefing prior to discharge.
That's awesome, yeah.
Yes,
definitely. Long walk home. That's intense, man.
Yeah, it is.
Got a lot of respect for you.
Well, thank you. Well, your respect for me would be writing a letter and take a look at that website, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. And then I came down here, took care of my father till he died. And well, my father had been in World War II. He was 17. He loved me, but he didn't know how. I mean, he went through all that training to kill, went over there, did that stuff, saw the ovens of Auschwitz, cleaned the ovens out. And he had no training to raise a family when he got home. So if somebody complains or they say they're sick, you don't want to hear it. Your buddies got killed. You watch people die. You know, until when I went to go into the woods to walk this trail, he said to me, "What are you doing this for? What are you punishing yourself? Walking in the woods without shoes?" And when I told him, he started crying, and then he told me what he's been carrying since World War II. How come he's alive and his friends are dead? He shared that with me, and he got to release some of it. And then my father and I have been very close since then, because now we can talk because he understands me and I understand him better. Now, you know, you can go to a gym where it's veterans and they're going to understand, you know, what you've been through, where you've been, they've been through it, and they're not going to judge you that, oh, you're a monster. No, yeah, I can understand how you did that or why. And so you're not alone, you're not isolated, you're accepted, and somebody cares. I mean, that's the biggest thing. If somebody cares about you, you don't feel all alone. If you feel all alone, why live? You don't get depressed and have depressing thoughts. You have these thoughts and then become depressed. So if you can exercise and feel good, and then that carries through the day because you feel good, you exercise, and it has a, you know, there's a thing that happens in your body, it releases endorphins, and then, you know, you feel good, and, you know, and it just helps promote, you know, mental health. And then, like I said, we'll do a study on that also, so we can chart the progress and show that it really does have an effect, it really works. And it's also easy because everybody in the military exercised. So to me, it's a much nicer environment, and it's more positive, and I would rather go in that direction. Yeah! And defeat have nothing to do with the attitude. Because you can do anything you want. If you don't have the attitude, I don't care if your feet are made out of stone, you won't do it. If you have a reason to do something, then you know, I had wanted to do this once for me, to be the only guy that did it barefoot. My ego. And now I could care less if anybody knows who I am.